Okay, let's go. I've got this. Hi, here I am. It's been a while. We have crossed the Blink 182 moment of the year, which means that it's time for the mid-year freakout. And about time that I came back I came back to YouTube and let you know what I've been reading because that's kind of the point of this whole thing, right? This year, I feel like I couldn't have chosen a worse year to start this adventure. I know that it's been a wild year for everyone, and if you add personal issues on top of that, sometimes you kind of shut down, and that's sort of what happened with me. I needed to take a step back. I did continue streaming over on Twitch, where you can find me just as cherrypies. Uh, but I missed this, even though I'm not particularly fond of this part of it. I miss editing, and I had a lot of fun writing out the script. And yeah, let's just talk about what's up. I'm afraid to admit that I have only quote unquote read 38 books. Now, of course, that is a lot of books. But I want you to remember that you should never compare yourself to other people. And I'm not comparing myself to other people. I'm comparing myself to myself. That means for me, I'm just behind. I think I'm 13 books behind. I have a goal of 100 books. Now, I'm not too worried because I've got some things coming up that consists of smaller books, which is going to be a surprise. I don't want to give that one away just yet. So I'm not too worried, but I'm behind. A little bit upsetting, but also motivating. So before I go into the rest of the year, let me tell you what I am. Hold on. Did you get it? Anyway, let me see. I mean, I've been streaming on Twitch. When it comes to reading, just reading, I've done very poorly, and I have a good reason to. It's this year has been a lot, and I'm not okay quite yet. But the thing is, books have always been my one most trustworthy lifeline. And now Ben and Jerry's are, their integrity has been compromised. You should look into that actually, Ben and Jerry's, because they need our help. I just have books left and my cats who are distracting me terribly. Uh, I'm not actually anxious about being behind on schedule. It's supposed to be fun, which is something that a lot of people forget because of school and boring forced reading. But it's supposed to be fun, and having a goal of 100 books is seemed like a good idea at the beginning of the year when I said I'm not going to do any weird things. I don't want to learn a new language per se. Well, I do, but I'm not gonna run a marathon. I just want to read books, and I want more whimsy in my life. That's it. That's it. That's all I want to do for 2026. And it's a good thing as well because just because I set a goal of 100 books, which was my goal last year as well. I destroyed the goal last year, but last year I had a little less going on, and the world was just a tiny little bit less on fire. With that in mind, I also want you to remember that these goals, if you participate in them, they're supposed to be guidelines, and reading is supposed to be fun. If it's not fun, it's school. It's a guideline. If I don't reach it, I don't even need any excuses or reasons. That's just how it goes. And I did give myself a few book related goals for the year. Like I made the four big commitments, which seem like a very, very bad decision now. I did start. I started the Count of Monte Cristo, but I'm enjoying it a lot. But it's such a heavy book, and I have. It's not necessarily a book that I enjoy reading before bed because it's just too heavy, So it's but this year it's been. Let me just show you what I'm currently reading. All right. just to warn you, I am reading quite a lot of books. I know this is normal for me, and some of them connect to each other. So bear with me, all right? Let me start with the Count of Monte Cristo because I am reading that for a video, the Four Commitments video, and it was about time that I started. So I have made it to page 97, and I am enjoying it a lot so far. This is what I hear a lot of people say, but it seems to me that it's mostly men who get excited about this book. Now, I'm not sure why, but whenever I come across the Count of Monte Cristo, it's often guys. So do with that what you will. I think this is written geniusly. It reads like a movie, not necessarily as in cinematic with sprawling, landscapes and stuff, but literally the way the characters are behaving and how that is presented. It's genius, and I also thinking about when this was written, I'm so impressed. It was a little bit ahead of its time, I feel like, even. So I mean, I've got so many pages to go, but I kind of regret that I didn't start this sooner. I wish I'd known that I would get this excited about this book, because I'm looking forward to it. It's just that it's a lot. It's a lot of pages. I don't enjoy taking this with me when I go outside because I'm worried that I don't know, that I'll break it. It was also secondhand, so it's already been through a little bit. So it's taking a moment to actually read this. I can't read a lot of pages at the same time. I'm also using color coded tabs and stuff, and I'm also using markers. I never do that, but because it's such a big book, and I do want to end up talking about it to some extent later on after I've read all four, hopefully. I thought it would be wise, so that also takes away from some reading time for me. I am using. I wanted to share this with you as well. I'm using very unconventional markers. These are probably very cheap because I lost my expensive ones. But they're artsy. They're artsy. They're not actual markers. They're watercolor, and this side, the one that I just showed you, doesn't bleed as long as you don't overdo it. Right? It even in just a normal paperback, which isn't exactly known for thick paper, it doesn't bleed. So yeah, I wanted to wanted to share that with you because I didn't expect that. I just couldn't find my other markers, and I needed to mark something, and then I realized, hey, why am I rambling so much? I don't know, I'm nervous. I can't tell. Something that has been on my TBR and my physical TBR for quite a bit is Gillian Anderson's Want. This is a collection of fantasy stories submitted by women, and they talk about their dark fantasies, just their sexual fantasies, really. And the reason I picked it up now, when I am actually not necessarily that comfortable with smutty content, is because I decided to read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace for the readathon. Um, you may have heard of Icebreaker, and you may have heard about the controversy of the cover being a bit too cutesy, a bit too pastel and too cutesy. But I have to say that is not the biggest problem that I have encountered in the book. I'm gonna go into it in a separate video. I still have to process quite a lot. Plus, I'm doing some research now because I am so confused. I'm so confused about my discoveries in Icebreaker and what I know of the community. So there's some things I still have to do. But one of the things I'm doing is going back to reality, and I'm reading about actual stories of women, and not fiction. So in the name of research, I am now reading dark fantasies of women of all over the world. I'm not that far. I can't, like I said, I don't actually like smutty content, and this isn't. I'm not reading this in the same way. I have that is interesting actually. It doesn't. I don't experience reading this as I am experiencing, for example, Icebreaker. I'm on page 67, and so far it's actually quite sad. that there's so much shame and um, well, shame involved in a lot of these. But I'm only on page 67, so I hope that there's going to be a little bit more empowering stories up ahead. But that's a fascinating aspect of this so far, that there's so many women who feel ashamed of what are so far pretty tame fantasies. Icebreaker, though, I am reading that for my readathon on Twitch, where I am streaming every day as long as my chronically ill body is able to. And I won't be muting myself for the duration that I read Icebreaker. So I'm guessing that I'm still going because it's really not going as planned. Nothing about this year is going as planned. No, 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 no. Makes no sense. What do you mean? So, if you are interested in watching me experience reading Icebreaker by Hannah Grace live and unmuted, you could go over on Twitch and look at the schedule when I'll be doing that. And if you have any questions about that so far, you can do that right there in chat as well. It's really not fun. It's quite upsetting, that book, and not for the reasons that I was expecting it to. To calm myself down in the evening, I try to read something fantasy, usually, or at least something that isn't too serious. And at the moment, that is the 11th book in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, Knife of Dreams. I have been struggling with this because I don't want the series to end. And I also know that the last two books were written by Miss Bourne's author, Brandon Sanderson. So I have a lot of resistance when it comes to the series, which is a shame because I love it. I'm not good at endings. I'm not good at saying goodbye. And I'm worried about my favorite character. So this isn't going as well as I would like it to go, because I also hope to finish up some series that I have been working on for years now. And it's interesting because next to that, I have, for example, Throne of Glass, the series that I've been reading, the Throne of Glass series, written by Sarah J. Maas, a name you might recognize from the Akatar series. Funny thing about that, it seems that I reach for Sarah J. Maas every summer, and I'm going to change that. I am so sorry for Sarah, but I don't want her to be my most read author again. So more on that later in the year. I do enjoy Throne of Glass. Actually, I enjoy it a lot more than Akatar. My expectations for the Throne of Glass series were not very high because of Akatar, and I am so confused. Why is Akatar more popular than Throne of Glass? Can someone explain it to me? Is it because there's virtually no smut in Throne of Glass? Is that really it? Because then we really, really, really should start talking about the difference between erotica and smut. I fear that we've lost the plot when it comes to genres, but that's not what this video is about. I am enjoying the series by Sarah J. Maas, the Throne of Glass series. I don't know what book this is. I am currently reading the. I'm starting to lose my voice. Can you hear? I haven't been speaking much for the last 3 weeks, so I'm sorry. It's going a lot faster than the Wheel of Time series. I don't know how that series is going to end, but I think if I had to rate Akatar compared to Throne of Glass, I really don't know why Akatar got more popular. I am enjoying Throne of Glass, actually enjoying Throne of Glass compared to Akatar. Akatar was really just because I needed to be away from myself. Um, and Throne of Glass is, I don't know, I'm really curious. It's an imperfect uh, but strong female main character, and it's just nothing that I was expecting it to be. So I don't know. On a more serious note, though, I am reading two books that are actually upsetting. The first of which is Death of Innocence, the story of the hate crime that changed America by Mami Till Mobley. I don't know if you've ever heard the name Emmett Till, but this is his story, and it was written by his own mother. If you're going to look into Emmett's Emmett's story, I want to warn you, it's devastating. It's a devastating story. It's horrible what they did to this baby boy. And I really want you to take seriously when I say be careful when you look into Emmett Till online. And I want to add as well that if you do look it up, that his mother made certain decisions because she wanted you to respond in a certain way, as in anger and sadness, and it's supposed to be upsetting. I knew of this case already, and I'm reading this because I got sucked into into a vortex of research due to stumbling upon the name Fred Hampton in the Stephen King book that I was reading about the John F. Kennedy assassination. I already wanted to read this and listen to the aftermath of something as horrible as what happened with Emmett, um, with the voice of his own mother. That's what makes this book so. It took a long time for her to get herself to a point that she even could. But what often gets lost in conversations about true crime is that it's if a content creator, to give it a name, is actually serious about their job. It's not about the core. It's not even about the person who did it. It's about the victims. It's about spreading awareness. And in some cases, in the case of Mami Till, it's about being heard and hopefully take her story with you and make the world a better place, whatever that means for you. And um, that's part of a bigger conversation about true crime. But it's a horrible read, and it's supposed to be. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I said, I know this is a lot of books. Have already read a lot of books. For some people, it's not. For some people, it's going to be a lot. Now, I am comparing myself to myself, and you should too. If you have read anything at all, I am so proud of you, and keep going. There's still half a year left. I am not giving up on my goal of 100 books. I have a few things in the background that I'm working on. One of which is the Hermit Road Trip. There is no deadline for that project, so I'm not going to be stressed out about that at all. So I think I'm just going to move to Greenland for now. Now, now the book club, I am not ready to pick back up. As you may know, I have a book club, and it's viewer submission based. So I have really no control over what gets pulled at the beginning of the previous month. Um, Aside from that, I decide what gets put in the jar to begin with, right? But to give you an option to choose, I would pull two each month, and I read both so I could talk with everyone. And I just don't have the focus right now. It's taking everything in me to read what I am reading at the moment, and those are all uh, fully voluntary reads, right? So the goal is to start the book club back up before the end of the year, because I am enjoying, or enjoying the book club, the whole concept of it all. It gave me a few all-time favorites, a few genres that I never would have considered before. So there's so much about the book club that I love. It's just that I'm still recovering from trauma, and I can't tell you how that's gonna go. So I'm sorry if you were excited about your submission, but it's just not going to work for now. What is working is everything else. Books are my life. They have saved my life many a time before. And once again, books are there for me to reach for and keep me company. And I'm so happy to be back. I can't make any promises, not even to myself, but I hope you know that I have been enjoying my adventures over here so far. I have so many things I wanted to do this year, and I refuse to let anyone, ruin those plans. It's just that it's all been moved a little bit further into the year and possibly into next year. I think if you were to take away anything from my not so freaking out mid-year freak out, is that it's supposed to be fun. Period. It's just reading is supposed to be fun, and if you are nowhere near reaching your goal for the end of the year, it's gonna be okay. Take a deep breath. Remember that the world is not gonna end. Hopefully, I don't know what your life is, but probably. I guess I'm not really freaking out during my mid-year freak out, even though I'm 13 books behind. It's supposed to be fun. It's a goal, it's a guideline. It just helps me remember what pace I should set for myself. And I guess I should give myself a little bit of a kick under the butt. Yes, it would be sad if I didn't reach 100 books by the end of the year. But at the same time, there are worse problems in the world. Knowing that I have books to fall back on my darkest days is really a comfort. And if you ever find yourself reading because you want to reach a goal and not because you want to read the book, I don't know, don't do that. Don't do that. Read for reading. Compare yourself to yourself. There is no deadline, even if you put a goal at the end of the year. The important thing is that you read, that you take the time to take care of yourself and move away from a screen that is telling you what to do, and choose for yourself what you want to consume, what you want to read, what you want to learn. And I don't think that there will ever be better way to learn on so many different levels, about life, about people, about the subject that you're reading about, whether that is human rights or a fantasy book. I'm losing the plot. I don't know. I need to wrap it up, but I don't know how. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling because I don't know what I'm saying, and I really have to get used to this again. I hope you know that whether you read one book or 75 by now, it's great. All of it is great, and I'm proud. Keep going, okay? And I will too. I'm happy to be back. We'll just see what the pace will be in the coming months. I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited about the projects that I'm working on, the ones that you're aware of and those you're not, for the things that we're going to do when summer finally ends, because I don't like this. I really don't like this. I need spooky season. Yes, I'm already complaining about spooky season in the middle of a heat wave as well. I've got so many things to do, and I hope that you'll bear with me. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time and life with me today. It's such an honor, and I hope you know that it means a lot to me. And you are important, just so you know. Okay, I'm gonna go read one of the 8 books that I'm currently reading. Bye.